how to sell anything to anyone. And quite frankly, how many times have you asked yourself, how can you do this? Or maybe how many times have you gone out there to sell something to someone else, and maybe you just didn't get the desired result? One of the things that I would like you guys to understand before anything is that you as a person, you are a product, and every single thing you do, every single thing you say is directly or indirectly a way of you selling yourself out there. So you always have to keep this in mind, that you're a brand, you're a product, and you're always selling yourself. So just keep that in mind. Now, how do you sell anything to anyone? This is a question that people ask me all the time, and I am more than happy to make this video. This video is going to be very brief because I'm going straight to the point. I have a strategy that I refer to as the BELT-C, the Belt C sales strategy. That's how I do my selling. And the BELT is an acronym in which the B stands for believe, the E stands for emotion, the L stands for lead, the T stands for trigger, and then the C stands for certainty. And if you understand these 5 keywords and you implement them whenever you're going out there to sell something to someone, whomever it is, your chances of becoming successful increases, sporadically. It goes from like 50% to 90% to 95%. So you want to set yourself up to succeed. Basically, when you're selling something, you don't want to build those barriers that wouldn't let you sell. You basically want to set yourself up to succeed, set yourself up to win, set yourself up to make the sale. So let's dive into it. So as I mentioned earlier on, you're a product, so you always need to understand that you're going out there to sell something. You sell yourself, but now you're trying to sell a product. And the B part of it is that you have to believe in the product you're selling. You need to have every possible answer to every possible question that the potential buyer will be asking you. You need to do your research, know your product, know the contents of your product, know its pros and cons, go through every possible argument. You need to be able to defend the item that you are selling, the product that you're selling. And in order to be able to do that, you need to personally believe in it. You need to have maybe tried it by yourself. You need to have tried it over a period of time. You need to know friends that have used it, that were able to bring up some criticism, and you're able to provide answers to those criticisms. So and that's a function of you believing in that item. You need to know your product in and out, because if you don't believe in it, you will know it. But once you know it and people see that you actually do believe in what you're selling, it increases your chance of making the sale. So the first thing you want to keep in mind is you have to believe in that product. So the second thing, that leads us to the second thing. Now that you've believed in this item, how do you get it in the hands of your potential buyers? A lot of people think, because you believe in it and you know all the facts, that's how it lands in the hands of the buyer. That is a big false. It might work in some cases, but in the majority of cases, people buy stuff because of how they feel about the product at that very moment. And that is where emotion comes in. There's this phrase that facts tell, story sells. Now, if you're coming in and bombarding people with facts, they will listen to you, but they wouldn't buy. People buy things because of how it makes them feel. Now, if you understand that, your chances of making the sale increases. It dramatically increases. So you have to back it up with a story of maybe a success story of someone that tried it before, someone that was going in this direction, tried your product, and now they're in the right direction. one of the things that I see around is when people are trying to make sale, they connect it with, when you buy this thing, you're helping someone out, which is true. Now people are not just buying the item, they're buying it because they have the feeling that they're not just buying a product, but they're actually using it to help someone else. And people always want to help one way or the other. Another thing is, maybe you want to sell like a wristwatch, and you tell them, oh, you see this wristwatch, it was used in maybe a Bond movie. It's a Bond watch, and this was the watch that he used when he was trapped in a building, and was able to use the wristwatch to, the gadget pin, send the pin and open the door using the magnet, whatever. When people see that they are using this item that has been used in this story or in this film, and to escape a hard situation, every time they wear it, it's not that they're wearing the wristwatch, but they're wearing how it makes them feel at that very moment. So you need to appeal more to emotions and not logic, because logic gives the information, but emotion tells the story, and the story in most cases is why people buy it, because the story appeals to their emotion. Now the third word is the L, which is leading the conversation. You want to sell something, so you always need to take the lead. You need to initiate the conversation. You need to make sure you're not boring. You need to make sure your pitch has a beginning, middle, and ending. So you are taking the lead in this conversation, which is very prominent. If you can't lead the conversation and your potential buyer starts moving you around, they don't want to spend their money. They want to save their money, right? So if you let them take the lead and you don't take initiative to lead the conversation, you have lost the sale. So you have to be intentional. You have to take the lead. You have to direct your buyers, and you have to make sure you provide them with all the necessary information in order to land the sale. So you take the lead to land the sale. And now that takes us to the next word, the T, which is trigger. You need to, as you're telling the story and you're leading the conversation, you want to make sure you take notes of emotional triggers. You pay attention to emotional triggers, because as you appeal to emotion, people respond. Now those responses, you have to pay attention to them, because the more attention you pay to their response, the more you can convince them, the more product or item you can convince them to actually buy from you. So you have to be extremely attentive to the emotional triggers and tap into it, because that is how you will break through with your sale. This could happen on a one-on-one basis. This could happen in the boardroom. This could happen anywhere, in the bus, on the plane, on the road. Pay attention to your potential buyers. As you are appealing to the emotions, you are sparking up you are triggering something in them, and they respond to it. Now those responses are those things that you want to pay attention to. Now the last word, which is certainty, is you want to use powerful words to build certainty on the mind of your consumer. You want to make sure you empower them with your product. You empower them with your word. You want to make sure you make them feel empowered, that they have no doubt in this item. And that comes from the information, that comes from the emotion, that comes from you leading the conversation, that comes from you responding to the emotional triggers. Now you are building a massive certainty in the mind of your potential buyer. And that is when they not only buy your product, but they also go out there and convince more people to buy your product. So just keep that in mind. 5 words, BELTC. You could call it the belt C, you could call it the belt, whatever you want to call it. But just keep those 5 words in mind whenever you're going out there to make a sale. And sale doesn't mean you're selling something on the road. It could be anywhere. It could be on the bus, it could be in the boardroom, it could be with your family or your friends. But just keep these 5 words in your mind, and you will be able to knock off any sale. You'll be able to sell anything to anyone at any given place and at any given time. Thank you again. My name is Dapo Ibrahim. If you think this video has helped you in any way, Please comment below, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share this video with your friends. Let them all see this so that they can all benefit from this. Until next time I release another video, my name is Dapo Ibrahim. Connect with me on all social media at Dapo Ibrahim TV, and love and respect, fellow YouTubers. Peace.